Going home. August the 27th, 1997. We're headed home. We have made this trip once a month for the last 2 years. We would go to my daughter's house in Livermore. From there, Sandy, my wife of 30 years, would go to the doctor's. She would go for this and that, but in general, just to get the catheter changed. The visits to the doctor were always the same. They would say, "Yes, I'm sorry, but there's nothing we can do. We know it's genetic." And then I would say, "Of course I know. I told you 5 years ago it was genetic. You've done nothing for her since, nothing for me, nothing for this family, nothing for the 2.5 offspring of mine who will go through the same thing. None of you will listen to me. No one really cares." I always told them, although it meant nothing, but I wanted to say it anyway. I know no one knows anything about the disease. I know not enough people are affected for you to care enough to even look into it. I told the doctors every time I saw them, affected people will get slowly worse for 10 years, then die before they're 50. Everything shuts down slowly, one painful thing at a time. And if they are lucky, someone may take care of them. No, not you doctors. I wouldn't ask you. There isn't any money in it. So they send me home. Sandy, 50 years old last July, sits in a wheelchair staring at me. I don't know what she sees. For 2 months, she has made a noise when she breathes in. A noise as if she's choking. It's just breathing in across vocal cords with no control. She makes this sound 24 hours a day. It's loud and strong, so I have to sleep outside at night. During the daytime, I'm okay. Until now, it was warm enough to be outside. Now, it will start snowing soon. I will have to sleep inside. But the doctors won't give me anything to help me sleep, or to make her stop the noise. In the wheelchair, she moves side to side with the movement of the old van. We are just passing Copperopolis on Highway 4 going into the mountains. The mountains, for me, have always been a holy place, a place to come to God, a place for spiritual quests, a place to learn what is meant to be alive. Now it is a place to find sanctuary, a fortress from which to do battle with an enemy stronger than me, to fight a battle I can't win. The old van I bought 2 years ago just to carry the wheelchair slows down and misses and begins to take on the hills. For 2 years, every time we started into these hills, Sandy would start yelling at me. "Why are you doing this to me? I hate you. Take me home." Today, she just makes the noise, and with that wide-eyed, empty stare, stares through me out to someplace else. When she yelled at me in the beginning, it hurt, but I told myself she had no idea why she was saying what she was saying. For 33 years we've been married. I know her very well. Together we have had 5 children. 1,001 fights, 1,001 makeups. Together we have made love 1,001 times. I know this woman. But today an empty shell moves back and forth with the turns in the road and the movement of the van. She is no longer in control of anything. A week ago, I was more frustrated than usual. I was mad at the doctors, all of them, all the arrogant doctors of the world. I took her to the hospital and asked them to help me. They said, "I'm sorry, Mr. Lindgren, there's nothing we can do. You must take her home." I say, "I've been feeding her with a syringe for 3 months now. She can't swallow, so the food just runs out. I feed her when she is sitting at a 45-degree angle. Mr. Lindgren, you can't do that. She'll choke, get pneumonia, and die. She'll die, I think. What a revelation. What do you think I should be doing, doctors? Oh, you could feed her with a feeding tube. I think to myself, who in the hell is we? She may go on like this for a long time, says one of the doctors. How long is a long time, doctor? No one knows. Thanks, I say. Mrs. Lindgren has no response to any stimuli, they say. You mean she isn't there anymore? Something like that, Mr. Lindgren. Now that a doctor has said so, it's okay to think what is obvious. I wonder how long this man went to school to learn how to do that. Moving through the mountains, Sandy doesn't know or care. She doesn't know that a decision was made yesterday. She didn't know I didn't talk to anyone about it. But most everyone knew and understood. The words were never spoken, not by me, the doctors, the nurse, the hospice care people. No one said the words. Sandy's 3 daughters that were there, they knew, but no one said the words. Sandy's mother knew, but didn't say the words. Sandy's sister Patty gave her the last spoonful of water the day before. On the dashboard of the van, the cup of coffee I bought 2 hours before is still there. I won't be able to eat or drink in the van or the house or anywhere near her for the next 19 days. It would be out of place, disrespectful. Sandy will have been in diapers for 2 years now. They will not need to be changed anymore. There is urine in the catheter right to the last day. I don't know where it came from. It must slowly drain from every cell of the body. I wash her every other day. I know her body well. For 30 years, I knew her as a lover. We were good as lovers. It's been many years. Where did 30 years of loving go? It's not in Sandy. We move up the mountains through Angel Camp. Sandy doesn't know anything about loving. The empty stare says so. She knows nothing of her children, who she greatly loved at one time. She knows nothing of her grandchildren she loved and would love, or of the music or of dancing. Oh, she loves to dance. Her Latin body could translate any music to movement. Where is all that loving? We always used to stop in Angel's Camp to get a milkshake. Strawberry. I would give it to her in a squeegee bottle. She couldn't hold the bottle, so during the last 30 miles to Camp Connell, I would stop now and then and give it to her. Today, we didn't stop, and Sandy didn't care. In 19 days, we will go back down the mountain. This time, Sandy will be laying down and not making any noise. It has been 18 years since Sandy has lost her battle with HSAN1E, but the war is not over yet. This family and other members of our extended family are still reeling under the effects of this disease. We have been given a great tool with the discovery of the mutation and the exact location on the gene. Thus, we have the name HSAN1E. And believe me, that gives us an enormous amount of power, a power that has long been overdue. If you wish to know more about the disease, there is an HSAN1E nonprofit organization. There is a website, hsan1esociety.org, and also a Facebook page under HSAN1E.